Good evening, my name is Victoria Sullivan, and I reside on South Beach Street. I'm here tonight to reiterate my concern for the taxpayers in regard to this proposed budget. At a time when our citizens are sitting around their kitchen tables talking about where they can cut spending in order to make ends meet, this board is increasing spending and taking on bonds and financial commitments at an alarming rate. Some current and former city employees have actually confided in me that they've witnessed firsthand departmental waste. Many of these employees also stand with the displeasure and disapproval of many of the union bosses, as they only look out for the guys at the top while the little guy is still struggling to get by. Cutting waste could free up funds and support the workers that are out there doing the heavy lifting for our city instead of just pumping up the incomes of the guys and the gals at the top. The fact is that this board should be requesting a zero-based budget from every department and the school district. Simply increasing spending based on some arbitrary number is irresponsible. Our citizens, your constituents, are living at a time when the cost of living expenses are outpacing their incomes. The increase they have already seen in taxes from this board and this mayor are forcing many to choose to leave the city. The property tax increases have placed a greater burden on families that are renting apartments, as those property tax increases are passed on directly to the renters. I want to make sure you guys understand that. I've come here and I've said it repeatedly. When you are saying that you're supporting the little guy, you are not. When you raise those property taxes, they go directly to the renters, and in some cases, they have been increased over $200 per month. You tell me how many families in this city can just scramble to make up that difference. Members of this board pretend to care about the homeless and our families who are struggling. The number one thing you can do to help people to lower the cost of living is to reduce spending and reduce property taxes. But you do not have the courage to take that initiative. The City of Manchester has received an enormous influx of funds from the federal and state government over the last 2 years. It was an opportunity to pay down debt, to decrease bonds, and provide property tax relief to our citizens. But instead, the money has been used in most cases to grow government and create more city jobs. Those jobs, by the way, that are taking away from the employers around the city, the small businesses that are desperate for workers. On the school district level, ESSER funds are being used to create administrative and non-teaching jobs that are not only a waste of our tax dollars, but are no benefit to our students. Those funds should have been used to support programs that increase parental involvement and strengthen families with New Hampshire DOE-supported programs that are proven to improve education outcomes. Meanwhile, paraprofessionals remain some of the lowest paid employees in the budget when they do some of the most challenging work with the students in our district. Once again, the leadership of this city casts its citizens aside for pet projects and special interests and leaves its citizens, especially those with young families and those on fixed incomes, left to scramble to pay for it. This board, with the exception of a very few, should be ashamed of what you are doing to the good, hard-working folks of this city. You made a whole lot of promises during election season. I truly hope that people are starting to wake up and pay attention to actually what is going on in this city.
That concludes our list.